If a normal buyer keeps backing out of your house or your agent went quiet after the walkthrough, it is probably not you and it is probably not the price. It is one thing about the condition that most people never get told. By the end of this, you will understand exactly why it happens, and you will know how to grade any offer you get, including ours. I'm Alexis with Riv Buys Properties. If your house needs real work and you have started to feel like nobody will touch it, take a breath. You did not do anything wrong, and this is more common than you think. I'm going to walk you through why a damaged house cannot sell the usual way, in simple terms, so you can see your real options clearly. Before we dive in, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. If a normal buyer keeps backing out of your house or your agent went quiet after the walkthrough, it is probably not you, and it is probably not the price. It is one thing about the condition that most people never get told. So let us fix that, because by the end of this, you will understand exactly why it happens, and you will know how to grade any offer you get, including ours. Before we get into how any of this works, I want to say one thing plainly. However your house got to this point, a slow leak that turned into a ceiling, a fire, a stretch where money was tight, one repair that turned into 3, you did not fail. Houses fall behind faster than people do. And the shame you might be feeling, the tarp you hope the neighbors do not notice, the reason you will not let a realtor walk through, that shame is the single biggest thing that lets people take advantage of you. So we are going to set it down and just look at the facts together, the way I would if you called me on the phone. Here is the question that is probably keeping you up. Why does nobody want to buy it? And the honest answer is that most buyers are not turning you down. Their bank is. Most people buy a house with a mortgage, and a mortgage is not only about the buyer. The bank is lending against the house itself. Because if the loan goes bad, the house is what they take back. So the bank sends an appraiser to confirm the house is worth the money and is safe to live in. If the house does not pass that check, the loan does not happen. That is the wall you keep hitting, and it has nothing to do with how much someone likes your home. Now here's the part almost nobody explains. A large share of buyers use government-backed loans, FHA and VA FHA loans. Follow what are called minimum property standards. The rule is simple to say. The house has to be safe, structurally sound, and livable. The appraiser is instructed to flag anything that threatens the health and safety of the people living there, the security of the property for the lender, or the soundness of the structure. VA loans have their own version called minimum property requirements, and it comes down to 3 words: safe, sanitary, and structurally sound. A bad roof, exposed or damaged wiring, no working heat, broken windows and doors, a foundation that is moving. All of that gets flagged. And when it is flagged, the loan cannot close until it is corrected. When the appraiser finds those problems, the house is not automatically rejected. Instead, the appraisal comes back what they call subject to repairs. That means the lender will only fund the loan after specific repairs are done, and in a lot of cases, re-inspected to confirm the work. Now think about who is expected to make those repairs. On a normal sale, that responsibility usually lands on the seller before closing, out of your own pocket, on the very house you are trying to sell, and a buyer who cannot handle surprise repairs simply walks away. That is why a house that needs real work quietly becomes almost impossible to sell to a regular mortgage buyer, no matter how patient your agent is or how many times you drop the price. So follow the logic all the way through. Mortgage buyers need the house to pass. A house that needs work does not pass. The repairs have to happen before the sale can close, but you often cannot afford them, and neither can the buyer. What is left is buyers who do not need a bank at all, which in practice means cash buyers who purchase the house in as-is condition and take on the repairs themselves. This is not a trick, and it is not a scam on its own. It is simply how the money works. But because you now have fewer options, and because there may be pressure from the city, or a lender, or just your own exhaustion, this is exactly the moment when a dishonest buyer can take advantage of you. So let me hand you the tool that protects you, and it is the same tool I would want my own family to have. Every honest cash offer on a damaged house is built from the same 5 pieces. Once you know them, you can grade any offer anyone hands you, including ours. You start with the after repair value, what people in the business call the ARV. That is what the house would sell for once it is fully fixed up, based on similar homes that recently sold nearby. From that number, you subtract the cost of repairs, the real dollars it takes to get the house to that finished condition. Then you subtract holding costs, which is what it costs to own the house during the repairs, the property taxes, the insurance, and the interest on the money. Then you subtract selling costs, the fees to sell it again on the back end. And then there is a margin, the profit that lets a buyer stay in business and keep doing this. What is left over is the offer. After repair value minus repairs, minus holding costs, minus selling costs, minus margin. That is the entire formula. There's nothing hidden behind it. Here is how you actually use it. When any cash buyer makes you an offer, ask them to show you those numbers. What do you think it is worth fixed up? What are you budgeting for the repairs? And how did you get from there to my price? An honest buyer will walk you through it without flinching, because to them, the math is not a secret. It is just their job. If someone dodges that question or throws out a number with no explanation or tells you the offer disappears tonight, that is your signal to slow all the way down. A real offer does not evaporate at midnight. You are always allowed to take it to someone you trust before you sign a single thing. Let me name the red flags out loud, because being warned is being protected. 1. False urgency. The sign today or the deal is gone routine. 2. No math, a lowball number with no explanation of how they reached it. 3. Pressure to sign fast so you do not have time to think or ask anybody. 4. A contract with an assignment clause, where the plan is to flip your contract to someone else for a fee. That is what a wholesaler does. And it is not the same thing as a direct buyer actually purchasing your home. 5. Anyone asking you for money up front. A legitimate buyer never asks you to pay them. If you see these signs, pausing does not make you difficult. It makes you smart. And here is something a lot of buyers will never tell you, because it does not make them money. Sometimes the right answer is not to sell at all. Is your damage is mostly cosmetic paint, flooring, a deep cleanup. You may be far better off doing that work and listing on the open market, because a mortgage buyer will pay full price for a house that passes if the damage is covered by insurance. Your claim may pay for the repair and let you keep your home. If you have equity and some time, a renovation loan might beat selling. Selling to a cash buyer is the right call when the repairs are large. The money to make them is not there, and you need this handled without more risk landing on your shoulders. Not before that. Anyone who tells you that selling to them is always the answer is selling to you, not helping you. Now, why not just wait forever and see what happens? Because a distressed house is usually costing you money every single month, even when nothing seems to be happening. The property taxes keep running. Insurance on a damaged or vacant house gets expensive, and some insurers will drop the policy entirely. And if the condition gets bad enough, code enforcement can get involved, which can mean citations, fines, and even a lien recorded against the property. We walk through that entire process in the next video, topic 02, if the city has already put a notice on your door. The point right here is that time is not free. A good buyer will factor your real timeline into an honest number instead of using your timeline as a weapon against you. So where do we come in? If listing your house on the open market is the right move for your family, do that, and we will genuinely cheer you on. But if the repairs are too big and you just need this handled, we buy houses in as-is condition all across Georgia. You do not fix anything, you do not clean anything out, and we will show you exactly how we arrived at our number using the same 5 pieces I just taught you. And if our offer is not the best thing for your family, we will tell you that too. That is the whole promise. Just so it's clear, we are direct buyers. We are not listing agents, and we are not wholesalers passing your contract along to someone else for a fee. When we make you an offer, we are the ones buying the house. If your house needs real work and you just want a clear, honest answer with no pressure and no judgment, click the link in the description and fill out the quick form. Even if you never sell to us, you will walk away understanding your options. And a quick note, this is general information, not legal or financial advice. For your specific situation, talk with a licensed attorney or advisor. And we are partnered with trusted Georgia professionals if you need a referral. So that is the whole picture. If you want a straight answer on your specific house with no pressure and no judgment, click the link at rivbuysproperties.com and fill out the quick form. We are a Georgia family that buys houses in as-is condition. We are direct buyers and not agents or wholesalers. And even if selling to us is not the right move, we will help you understand your options. This is general information and not legal or financial advice.